We will get this meeting started. Today is Thursday, June 19th, 2025. It is 7 p.m. We'll call this meeting of the Bristol Town Council to order. We'll start off with the Pledge of Allegiance. Adam, would you like to lead us tonight?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do the roll call. Starts to my left. Doug Smith.
Here.
Dean Renfro.
Here.
Kathy Burke.
Here.
Greg Dolphin.
Here.
Jeff Beachy is here. Town Manager Mike Yoder is here. Clerk Treasurer Kathy Antonelli.
Here.
Fire Chief Nick Cantz. Legal Counsel Alex Bowman. Here. And Officer Adam Durnay.
Here.
Okay. Everybody a chance to review the agenda.
Yes.
Yes.
Any questions, any changes, any corrections, any deletions? Okay, nothing. We will approve the agenda as published. Everybody has a chance to review the invoices.
Yes.
Anybody have any questions beforehand?
No.
Oh, you.
Of you. Okay. Is there a motion to approve the invoices?
I'll make a motion to approve the invoices.
Okay, motion by Doug,
I'll second.
second by Dean, open for discussion. No further discussion, we'll take a vote. Doug Smith,
Yes.
Dean Renfro,
Yes.
Kathy Burke,
Yes.
Greg Dolsky.
Yes.
And Jeff Beach is yes. Motion carries. Next item, approval of the minutes. We have minutes from our May 15th, June 5th, and June 17th meetings. Everybody a chance to review those?
Yes.
I'll make a motion. We approve the May 15th, June 5th, and June 17th meeting minutes and work session minutes.
Okay, motion by Kathy,
I'll second.
second by Greg, open for discussion. No further discussion, take a vote. Doug Smith,
Yes.
Dean Renfro,
Yes.
Kathy Burke,
Yes.
Greg Dolsky.
Yes.
And Jeff Beach is a yes. Carries. Okay,
You do very nice minutes, by the way, Kat.
Thank you. I'm trying to shorten them for you.
all right, planning and development items.
So tonight, council, we have for your consideration, a declaratory resolution for Great Lakes Lamination tax abatement. The EDC has scored their application and it qualifies for a 3-year abatement for both personal and real estate taxes or abatements on taxes. We have a representative from the company here tonight that he'd like to talk to you about their project.
Sure, can I just go up here and stand?
Please.
I talk better when I'm standing versus sitting down, I'm tall, so. Okay. So my name is Joe Rowan, I'm CFO at Great Lakes. I actually was out here about, 6 or 7 years ago when we bought that, I remember you, Jeff,
Yep.
Kathy. I believe everything was in the fire department back then, there was some construction going
There
on.
was. We were under construction on this
Much
building.
better than what it was back then.
Thank you.
But I just want to kind of just tell a quick story, like what have we done since we've last seen each other? We've done a lot,
Yeah.
okay, and Bristol has been very good to us, and we appreciate that. So we went, back in 2019, we opened this company called Great Lakes Lamination, right across from Robert Wood Plywood. We compete against each other a little bit, I'd say. And we're a family-owned business. The Smith family is the owners of the company. Mark Smith, Jenny Smith, Ben Smith, and then their daughter, Anna Michaelis, she's married. And we've done some really great things, I think. I mean, today, we're able to employ 200 people at that facility. That's 200 families that our company gets to provide for, okay, and employ. And we've made a lot of investments in that property. So we bought that, I'm gonna round a little bit. We bought that property back in late 18 for right around $3.5 to $4 million, I believe, somewhere in there. And then a couple of years ago, that was about 100,000 square foot, the original building. We added another 100,000 square feet, probably in 2021. It's right in that time period, it seems. So that was another $3.5 million, and it's going to cost a bit more to add it right now. So we invested that. We're looking to further our real estate expansion by what we're asking for today. We're going to add a 50,000 square foot building. We're also there's going to be some manufacturing there, but there's also going to be a corporate office there too. That's why the price tag on that is a little bit higher, because that office space is much more expensive than, manufacturing space, warehousing space. So we're looking to do about $3.2 million into that building again. So think about it. So we put, we originally purchased it for about 3, 5, and 4, somewhere in there. We put, about $6 million into it since then, in the past 6 years, okay? And then on the equipment side, you got to facilitize the facility. And we've been blessed with the growth that we've had, the relationship that we've been able to build with our customers and the business we've been able to guard. We put I'm gonna round about $10 million of equipment into that facility. And which is how we can employ 200 people, okay? And we've had abatements in place, and I can't tell you how thankful our company is for that. It's very, very helpful. That allows us to keep investing in the company. I mean, every dollar counts. Every dollar counts. We're trying to invest. We don't, like, today's a down market too. I mean, we're in the RV space. And let's be honest, we're not gonna set a record this year. Right. So every dollar counts that we can get, and we constantly reinvest. The owners, they make my life easy as the CFO, because they're not taking a lot of money out of the company. They're reinvesting it all the time, buying equipment, hiring people. And this is a little bit of our story. So what we're gonna do now, what we'd like to do now, is put this 50,000 square foot building up, have an office space there, and we believe it should create 15 jobs, probably more, and it will allow us to really shuffle really create manufacturing jobs to get some of the folks that were in the office. They're really working office spaces that we have them right now, to get them more in an office space, so we can start producing, products in that space they were occupying. And, this is what on the equipment side we're looking for is about, just shy of $2 million. The big ticket is we need another laminator. We need to run another laminator. Those laminators cost about $1 million. And this, the ancillary products, these profile wrappers that go with it, there should be $500K in there probably. And the demand is uptick quite a bit. I mean, our team was running Saturdays honestly, from the first quarter of the year. And not a lot of companies are doing that. And I can't say we're still doing that right now. We just ended that, the guys are very thankful that's ended. They need weekends. But that ended a few weeks ago. It's because the demand is there, and we're diversifying a little bit out of the RV market too. I think we all need a little more diversification. We love RVs, but we also love non-RVs too.
Yeah.
And we're making a lot of progress there. And I just say, like, these abatements that we have in place, that we hope to get in place, they're very helpful. This is real money that's getting saved, and it allows us to buy more equipment, and we need to buy more equipment. So we're very thankful to be in this town, and what the city has done for us, and hopefully we're giving back by all these families too. Any questions?
On your corporate office, excuse me, will that just be the lamination side, or will that pull in the forest product side too? Are they staying,
Well,
are Mark and Jenny staying down at the Beck Drive?
Yeah, well, Mark and Jenny are staying down in Elkhart.
Okay,
That's down there too.
Okay.
They're planning down there.
okay,
It will pull, some folks will relocate, because they should be here anyhow, to be honest with you. They need to be a little closer to what's going on. Some sales folks will relocate, but most of the support staff, everyone's gonna stay over there.
okay,
And then a lot of the folks that were in, the building we put up a couple of years ago, will move over there, and we're gonna use that space for manufacturing.
okay,
That's what we're gonna do with it.
okay.
So it's really exciting. We're really excited about this project. I mean, a lot of people are investing right now. We have we're hiring. We're still hiring people. We're adding to our team. So we're not perfect, but we're doing a few right things. So we're having a good time.
Well, congratulations on your continued growth.
Thank you.
It's great news.
Can you scroll up to the map? I'm gonna ask him a question. So what's in the blue there is what you have now.
Mhm.
Where would the 50,000 square foot go?
Okay, so where it's gonna go, great question. So it's gonna go on the,
You can, there's a map there.
oh, thank you. That's gonna work a lot. So like, sit over there. So it's gonna go right over here. Right over here.
Okay, that's.
Right in this space here. It's gonna be attached to the building over here. So this is the original building that we purchased,
Right.
and we added this space over here, so it's a
Mhm.
little more than, this was about 115,000 square feet, I believe, somewhere there, so we added a little bit more. And this space here is like a breezeway, I wanna say, it's not enclosed on the sides. That's where we do our logistics, our transportation is going on there. It works really great, actually, because trucks come in one side, they go out the other, load them and go. And again, the space is gonna go, the 50,000 square foot building, will be right over here.
Okay, that's what, kind of what I thought.
Yeah, and so let me help us understand the relationship with the Sam. Okay, then we have Great Lakes, who are these companies? So, as a lot of companies do, they set up these real estate entities to hold the real estate, and then the operating companies lease the space from the real estate company. The same people own all the companies, the Smith family owns all these operations here, so it's all the same family, if you will. I just wanna make that, clarify that.
Sure.
You have other questions I can help answer or help understand our business a little bit better?
No.
Any more questions? Well, thank you for the overview. Again, congratulations on the continued growth. It's great.
Thank you.
Really glad you're part of the community.
No, we love being part of this community out here. So it's a really good place to do business. It really is a business friendly place. We thank you for that.
And I know you were
Good to hear.
talking about diversity. That's one thing we planned after 2008. We had to get more diversified
Yeah,
business than RV in town, which we have, and part of it is your company.
yeah, absolutely. And we're gonna bring in, business outside the RV industry that's more diversification for the town.
Yeah.
Cause that's gonna be where we're gonna grow through we're gonna ride the industry's ups and downs, but we need to grow this way outside the industry.
Yeah.
And it's all gonna be done right with lamination.
Great.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Okay, so with that, let me scroll back up to the
Resolution. 3 years.
okay, so with that, is there a motion now, are we doing we're not doing a public meeting?
No, this will be two-step. This is declaratory, and then,
Declaratory.
if the council adopts this, then there will be a public hearing.
All hands to second.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, no, this is a resolution.
July.
It's a resolution.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I make a motion, we approve resolution 6/19/2025-11. Do you need the title?
I got it.
Okay.
She's got it. Okay.
I'll second that motion.
Motion by Kathy, second by Doug. Open for discussion. No further discussion, like vote. Doug Smith,
Yes.
Dean Renfro,
Yes.
Kathy Burke,
Yes.
Greg DeHolsky,
Yes.
and Jeff Beach is yes. Motion carries. Thank you, guys.
There is a confirmatory resolution step yet.
That is correct,
Sure.
which will
There's a
accompany
second step.
the public hearing process, and I think that is,
July.
resolution is scheduled for July 17th.
Yes.
I won't be here. Just to let you know.
Oh, vacation again, huh?
Uh-huh.
And George will be here that
Thank you,
evening as
guys.
well, so.
Okay.
Joe.
Yeah, Thank you very much. George will be here.
Kathy Anthony.
See you on vacation, dude?
Are you guys going together?
No, I wish, we could have.
Yeah.
Thank you, very helpful.
Thank you.
That's kind of devious there.
Okay, I'm just gonna do it.
Just bring them to me. Thank you.
Thanks again, take care.
Thanks, Joe.
I guess I'm paying.
Okay, next up, we have a couple things to knock out here. Shouldn't take too long. We're ready to award the community crossing grant, 2025-1 contract to Reith Riley. We have worked out all the logistics. In fact, we had Reith Riley, Niblock, and JPR in the same room today, this afternoon, working through the details. So that project is going to move forward. We have a few cost things we need to work through yet, but I think town may incur a little additional cost because of the swapping we're doing, but less than 40,000. It might be as low as 10,000 or something. So minimal cost.
Okay.
So Niblock is paving all of Elkhart. Reith Riley is paving all of St. Joe, and the water main projects under both streets will be done by Niblock. I think I might have shared with you that the water main component of these projects is right at $500,000. So everything is in the budget. We're ready to go, and some of the contractors are ready. So
When are they gonna start Elkhart Street?
That may not get done until next year.
That's good. Thank you.
Yeah.
All I'm thinking of is tractable for homecoming.
We
you
have
know?
to get St. Joe done this year, and it depends on their block and their timing and the length of the season, but I don't see them in there before August, September.
Okay, good, thank you.
Okay, so do we need a motion to award this?
Yes. This CCMG 2025-1.
Yeah. So is that? So we're gonna recommend, okay, yeah, gotcha. Okay, so we would go with the lowest bid, which would be Reeve Riley. At $474,886. And my favorite, 20 cents. Is there a motion to award the CCMG 2025 Call One project?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, motion by Dean,
I'll second.
second by Greg, open for discussion. No further discussion, we'll take a vote. Doug Smith,
Yes.
Dean Renfro,
Yes.
Kathy Burke,
Yes,
Greg Dolsky,
Yes.
and Jeff Peaches, yes. Motion carries.
Alright. Next up, oh,
One moment. Jeff, if you can sign this letter and then council, I need you to sign the packet. Thank you.
Just out of curiosity, why was the engineer's estimate so much higher?
it always is. And
It's like a third.
yeah, and actually it's a little closer this one than it's been in the past. They continue to say they're using amounts for quantities that are showing up in other bids for quotes.
they need to change their scale.
What's that?
They need to change the scale.
I know, it's all fine. All right, so we have a couple pay apps here to work through. First is for the wastewater treatment plant project. This is pay app number 11, SRF disbursement number 30. And you can see the two amounts there that we're asking for tonight, for approval.
Okay. So the pay amount for pay app number 11 is $2,124,226.54 with retainage of $111,801.40. There a motion to approve pay app number 11, SRF disbursement number 30.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, motion by Doug,
I'll second.
second by Greg, open for discussion. Yeah, it is.
That's a lot of money here.
It's not even 10% of it.
I know,
Okay,
so.
any further discussion?
Nope.
If not, take a vote. Doug Smith,
Yes.
Dean Renfro,
Yes.
Kathy Burke,
Yes,
Greg Dolsky,
Yes.
and Jeff Peach, yes, motion carries.
Okay, next we have
For Jeff.
a distribution amount for the water project to Phoenix Fabricators, this BSRF disbursement number 26. Pay app. I didn't put the pay app in the agenda. Was this 11 or something, or
That's not a payout.
there's not a pay app?
No, it's just a disbursement request.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
So those two amounts are in the agenda as well.
so SRF disbursement number 26 in the amount of $537,489 to Phoenix Fabricators and $28,289 to the retainage fund. A motion to approve that
I
disbursement.
take that back. Sorry, it's pay up number 6,
I have number 6.
disbursement number 26.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve payout number 6, disbursement number 26?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, motion by Greg,
I'll second.
second by Doug. Vote for discussion. No further discussion, take a vote, Doug Smith,
Yes.
Dean Renfro.
Yes.
Kathy Burke,
Yes.
Greg Dolsky,
Yes.
and Jeff Beechey, yes, motion carries. Sorry, too many papers that you need.
Oh.
Agenda disappeared on me.
You done?
Okay.
Okay, next up is some project follow-ups with you folks. Since Tuesday night, there's been some activity on the Welcome to Bristol signs. The first we have some changes from sign crafters, and JPR has also submitted some designs for you to consider. Not looking for decisions tonight, but some first impressions would be good and some direction on where to go next. So first, sign crafters has taken the logo and adopted a different size, different look. And they have superimposed that over our current signs and slides a little lower. That's how it compares to our current larger signs, and below that, there's how it compares to our smaller signs that we have. Then we have, oh, yeah, I guess
JPR.
no, yeah, that's JPR. So
Yeah.
JPR has several examples here for you to look at. Some are, well, I'm not supposed to share my opinion. Okay. That's the town hall one. So
Okay,
the question is, do you like some of the JPR designs? And if you do, then sign crafters can, of course, give us a quote on one of those signs as well.
Okay. what's everybody's thoughts?
I like number 3 of JPR. It still stays pretty much the same size, and yet it gives it that extra touch with the thing underneath it. And yet it's simple.
Well, after Tuesday night, I had a thought.
Okay.
Since there's a difference of opinion regarding the design here in the council, what would everybody think, similar to what we did with the land over there? Put it out for a vote to the town.
I thought the same thing, the residents,
Mm-hmm.
give them some options to look at,
Yep.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
instead of us
We can,
By the
yeah,
size
we
of-
can pick maybe,
Maybe
3 or 4,
Yeah.
and yeah, I mean, we're not in a humongous rush.
Right.
True.
I think that's a great idea.
Mm-hmm. It is a very good idea.
But I gotta agree with Kathy. Doesn't have my river view, but number 3 is better than any of them so far.
Yeah, it's a little more, less commercial.
Yeah,
Do you want that sign to be one of the options? One on the screen?
This one?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
number 3.
See?
I think we can all be out there.
It's a much different concept than the others.
Yeah. Yeah. I
oh,
like
is that
that.
the one that's rounded? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, okay,
like
that
that
should be a
shape.
choice, that
Like
should be a choice.
Mhm.
Yeah. So let's say consensus of the crowd. What do you guys think, guys and gals?
I like the dark one, the last one, number 5 from JPR. I thought that would look pretty. That for the town hall, the last one?
No,
No.
it's.
No,
You're talking about this one?
Entrance signs, Danny, like we got now.
So that would go to the welcome signs at the town.
Yeah.
Replace the
Yeah.
ones that are there now.
Yeah, this one would replace
Yeah, that,
these right here,
yeah.
the wooden ones.
Okay, now that one's white up there. Oh, of course, this is different, the second one down. That, I guess it's just the time of day it was taken in.
Yeah,
One thing about JPR submissions, it looks like it's not a cabinet, it's just a sign.
Yeah,
So it would be, I mean, cabinet might be something you want on like the main thoroughfares, but as far as like the side streets, that would be a huge cost savings.
yeah,
Yeah,
Just be raised lettering on a regular sign. I mean, there's no way, a couple thousand at most.
yeah.
true.
This one I question because they've got and maybe they didn't intend for it to be this way,
Above the sign.
but you've got that up above.
You got to-
Like they ran out of sign almost. on
Well,
that.
I'll bet that's on purpose.
Yeah.
That'll be an odd shape, which.
Okay.
It kind of goes like we talked about cutting the logo out, like
Yeah.
to give it,
But didn't they say that the odd shape would be more expensive if we needed to replace panels?
Or
They
yeah,
did,
it would be worse on
Yeah.
a cabinet than it would be a sign.
yeah.
Because a sign would just be routed, whereas the
Right.
cabinet would be three-dimensional.
Yeah,
So it's your idea, what do you like? Speak up, Don.
No, I like the rounded one.
You do.
Mhm.
Interesting.
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, better too. It's got some character to it.
Okay, so that ought to be one of them. What number is that?
that's
Section.
the only one from
Six.
sign crafter, yeah.
Yeah, that's the only one from Sign Crafters.
I like the guy.
You have the guy.
Did you say
What'd you
like
say?
the guy?
What'd you say, Romy?
It's a joke. I like the guy.
It's an optional cost.
We didn't ask you.
Yeah, but we can't afford to pay him to stand up there all the time either.
Yeah.
He's got too fancy clothes anyway.
Okay,
And then need to choose one or two or all of those if you want.
We
could
could-
put four.
no reason not to show them all.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would be nice if there was, like the JPR signs were over the existing signs like the other company did, so we can see size wise.
Well, I
So
think
that's,
necessary.
Yeah, I think
because,
I think for,
Against dimensions.
yeah, I don't think we wanna put too much opinion out there for sizes. I think I like your idea, Doug. Are you thinking just design?
Yeah, just.
Yeah.
okay,
Just the design, and then
Okay.
we decide on what the sizes are.
right, okay.
Yeah, so I think, because if we overlay them like this, we're gonna cause confusion.
Okay.
People are gonna say, why you put two signs up there?
Oh, it's gonna be two sides?
It's easier to pass it, you just, why don't you take the old one down? Before you put the new one up.
Hey, why don't they write, just like that one, why don't they put that little river view right above it? At the top. I ain't giving up, I'm still gonna be,
You're not a graphic designer, are you, Dean?
nope, don't wanna be.
All right, we will.
Oh, you're trying.
Actually, I like the sign we have already, if we could just redo it. Yeah, I like this one. Okay,
All right, I will create a survey.
Okay,
All right, so next we have, for the town hall. So let's stop there. We've decided we need to relocate. The original location was on the other side of the guy wire. And that was going to interfere with some utilities and other problems. So this is another option for us. It may mean that we need to move the Eagle. Maybe we move the Eagle to the front town hall here or somewhere different than where it's at.
okay,
But they're thinking that that's a nice location for that.
okay,
And down is the same version you saw last night for the one back behind.
that'd be at night
Yep. Oh,
with
yeah.
the backlit.
Cracks me up. The night picture.
So.
Yeah, I know.
So.
Yep, that's night.
There's three prices. We'll eventually get to the prices here. But we're saving that for last. That's what it'll look like back behind, same as what we looked at Tuesday. And then the prices, if you scroll down. there'll be three options. One, the front sign is lit, one is not, and on the back. There you go. So option one, illuminated, front sign would be 30,000. Oh, one other item, the brick along the bottom. So there's another option that may lower the cost some. So we put an aluminum base around that, and then we find the fake brick or rock that is used a lot on homes right now.
Veneer.
Mhm.
Veneer, yeah.
Like down J&N out of Waukee.
Those types of thing, which should save us some cost on installation and material. The other thing, just for you to think about, is there was talk about matching the brick to the building. That can get a little dangerous, so you might want to consider something that is a complement color, like not attempt to do an exact match, because if you get it off a little bit, it'll look a little weird.
You can.
Or else you want to go with, if you do that veneer thing, you could do a stone or a rock or stone type. We want to look at it, I think. But, so this is priced with brick, mason brick.
Okay.
So we might be able to reduce the cost some if we go with the other option.
Okay.
So that's a total of 43,500 for those two signs if you stay with the illuminated.
I like the back. The one
I
in
do
the
too.
back.
I
think
really
it's-
like
It's
that.
the right size. It's not overwhelming.
It's very
Yes.
clean.
Yeah, it's real clean and neat.
Well, I'm gonna bring it up, Denny. So Denny had a good point there tonight, that municipal complex doesn't mean police department. Doesn't mean town hall, which I get. I mean, it doesn't say police department.
A municipal complex,
mean,
sometimes.
Municipal complex, I assume, I'm just saying that because from experience, there's always been people stopping at the fire department saying,
Mhm.
where's the police department? I see the town hall, where's the police department?
Well, I know we talked
But-
about last time too, possibly saying town hall / police,
Police,
Yeah,
you know, instead of municipal complex.
but in the same vein, they're the same people that drive past the building,
And see the
go to the
police.
fire department, they drive right by the police cars.
That's true.
You know, there is that. I
So,
mean,
we'll do what you want, but that is a really nice sign. It's not cluttered.
I like that
So
back
police department, town hall.
I like that back one.
just making a comment.
no, I don't, I get it. They're the same people that drive right by the police cars and go to the fire department and say, hey, where's the police department? So,
Okay,
I know where the fire-
so you want to move forward with that and let me get some quotes on maybe different type of a base, see how that changes cost, and then we can choose what we want on the base. As far as color and
so
style.
what are thoughts on, because you said it gets kind of dangerous on the
Well, it
brick,
can be, because if you don't get the exact match on the brick, yeah.
but I would say, I think we picked a pretty standard brick when we did this,
Okay.
and we can just have your husband figure out what brick we need, right?
He could help.
He could help with that.
He loves when I volunteer. for-
I know, but and that was a joke too. I mean, we've got the specs from JPR. We know what the specs are for the brick. It
It's
should
easy enough
be,
to find out if the lot's still in stock.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even if that dialog's not in stock, it's same color, right? I mean, you just request that color.
Mhm.
Then we get samples and, you get a sample to make sure it's similar. And if it's a half a shade off or one shade off and it's out here versus right next to the building, because let's face it, this building that we're in right now is not the same brick that's on that building.
This was painted.
This is painted, that was
Is that right?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
that?
this building,
in the
we went
driveway?
through 3 renditions of paint colors before we landed on paint color that matched
Yeah.
this brick painted
to that.
to that brick natural. So, yeah, I personally, I don't think we'll have an issue with it.
All right.
I like the idea of the, whatever they call those things,
The veneer,
Mayor?
veneers, yes.
if we can match everything.
I think, you know, if anything got damaged, it would be easier to replace.
Yeah.
If in the one in the back, you know, we've had street signs hit. We've got one right over here, it's been hit. But, you know, if it's gonna be cheaper to mend, fix, whatever, you know, it's a what if scenario, really. What if somebody runs into it?
If it's durable, I don't know if people can even tell the difference.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah. I'd be curious to know how much it would save us, if any,
Yeah,
because
it's
you're,
possible it might not.
For veneer.
That's true.
You still have the aluminum.
you're still pouring a foundation,
Yeah,
Well, it wouldn't
and
even
then
have,
you've got to apply the brick, either the brick or the veneer to that foundation.
well, he was talking about aluminum foundation, but I would rather have something concrete, you know,
Yeah, you can't put,
pedestal type,
yeah, you can't put veneer brick on an aluminum
aluminum.
foundation or aluminum structure.
So, okay, well, they've used that veneer before, so they're familiar with the product.
Yeah, okay.
I'll investigate, see what,
Yeah, figure
maybe
out.
there won't be much
Municipal
difference
signs,
at
I
all.
like.
Yeah.
my biggest question is, do we have the money to do that now?
My recommendation is going to be we do an additional appropriation from Cume Cap Development. You've got it,
Not from edit.
no. Because Cume Cap Development has money and edits getting tight. So you've got $450 some thousand in Cume Cap Development. And that will continue to grow, edit, whatever they do with the lit, that could disappear. So I'm kind of holding back on that money.
I can see the one out back not being any disturbance, because when they redo Elkhart Street, it's gonna be the exact same. My concern is, till they finish this, do we really wanna mess around out here?
We should be fine where it's going to be located, because the extent is the edge of the sidewalk.
Yeah, they're gonna stop right here.
Right
there. So we should be okay.
Well, and I would take a look at that placement, maybe moving it, switching the landscaping with it, so you can better see it from the street view coming both ways.
Because
Prior
looks
to
like
you
that
being on
tree's gonna
top of
block
it.
On the west side, isn't it?
That tree go away, wouldn't it?
The ornamental.
The ornamental or the big tree.
I
That
thought
kind
that
of
was
block
staying
coming
since it's
from the
not going
west,
there, but I don't know.
I think so too.
Just something to think about. I mean, as you're driving down the road, take a look where that eagle is now. And if you would be able to see that sign before you were on top of it.
It'd be nice, we didn't have a pole there at all. Wouldn't it?
Yeah, that really helped.
I think that's the only place basically we can put it. I don't think we could put it out front of the building, but you need something to show people where to turn in, basically.
Yeah.
Or maybe sliding it forward towards
Yeah.
the road.
Yes.
What's that police car does at the municipal complex?
Going to the fire station.
Probably stopped in for a donut.
Sure.
Wasn't me.
We don't have a donut shop in this town.
We're getting to the
No, but we have them all. JPR keeps us supplied.
water project.
Okay.
We appreciate the police department helping us to consume those. And truly, we do. Okay, moving on, a couple, well, the water project, I do have some photos of the project, of what's happening. This is what's being installed along County Road 8 right now. And I've just got one more. Niblock's doing a great job once they're done. I think the next photo shows how they're leaving the site after they're completed. And
And I went down there today and I saw the fire hydrants are in, so I'm sure you guys will be happy with those.
Oh, they're on North River.
Yeah.
You folks wanted to know when we were going under the river. That's not going to happen for a little while. Niblock still does not have their
Haven't got the
machine
big
back.
one back yet.
Nope.
Nope.
So we are now ready to pour ring number 6. There will be a total of 15 rings. So we're at number 6.
Okay.
And soon they will be pulling that upper structure off, the crane off, putting another section to fasten that crane to. So in other words, they're gonna be moving the crane up
Yeah.
higher here in the next week or two. So that project's coming along very well. I didn't get out to the wastewater treatment plant today to get you some updated pictures, and Jim was going to send me some pictures, but right at 2:45, we had the lift station out Commerce Drive overflowing again, so those guys were up there
It was what?
overflowing.
Oh.
We've got the new one up there. We're waiting on NIPSCO to get the electric in. We're running on one. We've got one pump up there, and it regularly overflows. So Adam's team has called me one weekend or sometime at night, said, "Hey, there's water out here." So everybody's keeping an eye on it. So no damage to any buildings or anything, but it does create a mess.
And which one's that?
It's on Commerce Drive, right out by Ember, and right in that area where we're
Okay.
replacing.
Russell Products used to be.
Oh, yeah, okay.
The new one is on that property that was Pete Legal's property. We acquired some land from an easement. At the wastewater treatment plant, progress is really, really good there. I think you'll see some of the facade brick going on in the next week on the Headworks building.
I was gonna say, there were guys on top of the Headworks building today working.
So there's a little bit of a problem. The control panel that controls all the time,
Get it in there.
they can't get it inside any of the doors. It's too big for the door.
And where's that?
What?
Headworks,
At the Headworks.
control.
Well,
panels
who's gonna
bigger
pay
than
for
the
that
doors that they-
change?
Well, that's not us.
Yeah.
That's,
Good.
they're not,
At the treatment plant?
yeah. So I don't know why that's not compartmentalized like modular, but it came one great big thing, and there is not a door large enough that they can get it in. So that'll be somebody's problem. It's not ours. It needs to get in there.
Well, how many doors are on it? On the control panel?
I don't know.
Because some of the MCCs are modular, but the panel inside
Mhm.
is all one panel.
One panel.
Yeah,
Cause the way Tim talked, it was not, couldn't be dismantled and put in.
no. More than like, because if the door is too short, which it sounds like it is,
Well, it was what, not wide enough and not tall enough, both, wasn't it? It was
I don't
something,
recall.
Tim was
that.
describing it the other
Yeah.
day.
The engineers are at work trying to figure
Yeah.
out how to do this. It's one of those weird things that happens in big projects occasionally. Something isn't communicated. Nonetheless, it'll get fixed and it'll be fine and it will work.
yeah, okay.
I think they poured the last wall on the last farthest wall on the SBR unit. So I think all those walls are now up. Like I said, I didn't get out today to take a look. By the time I had time to go down there, traffic was bad and I'm like, mess with it. I heard, NDOT was out there patching a pothole in addition to, NIPSCO doing their, so right in front of the, museum was kind of a mess right now with everybody working in the same.
Well, there's a big hole out there, so
Oh,
they're
there's a big one there in front of the museum.
Yeah, there is.
So that was.
The street when the
fixed, I
trucks
believe.
go over that thing,
Yeah.
the whole house shakes.
Right.
Sounds like.
So anyways, that's my reports. And, thanks, there's questions.
Sure.
All right. Well, thank you for the update. Anybody have questions for Mike?
If I have pictures, tomorrow morning, I'll send those out to you for the wastewater treatment.
Okay. Great, thank you. Kathy, nothing tonight?
I shared with council just a piece of paper that you can take with you and review later in regards to BSNA, a little more detail. Parker's update. He and I did not connect today, otherwise I would have a report for you. So I gave that to you for an overview, a little bit of AI, a little bit of me, and what I want to talk to Parker about, and I'll get back with you.
Okay.
But then I also asked for any thoughts and concerns that you guys had after you read through that.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
you're welcome.
We'll get through that. Any questions for Kathy? Okay, if not, Adam, what do you have for us tonight?
So just a quick summary of the May report. We have had 372 calls taken. We have taken 50 cases in May. And then our code enforcement officer had 79 contacts for the month. as we push into the summer, we always see a surge of driving related incidents and crashes and things involved with driving behavior. So as you travel through town, just use caution, especially with the construction and people start to drive faster this time of year. So just be cautious. We've also seen a little bit of a surge in thefts and burglaries in our area, so just make sure you continue to secure your property and, if you see anything that looks suspicious, let us know so we keep an eye on it because some of our business areas are seeing kind of an uptick, so we're just trying to keep an eye on some of the people coming and going from those areas.
Okay.
Quick question.
Yes.
Signs and devices. I mean, that's about, I mean, it's a code. Does that mean people are posting
I'm not,
garage sale signs on posts or,
I would
you
have
know?
to ask Randy, I'm not 100% sure what he, but that would be for him,
Oh, okay.
just related to what he,
It's probably the posts, the signs they put up on the telephone poles.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
For the devices, it was surprising me too.
Yeah.
I don't, I was just curious. There's 19 of them and I was just wondering what they are.
Okay.
Break the law.
Anything else, Adam?
that's it.
Okay, anybody have questions for Adam?
I got one. People have been asking me about down here at 15, where they're coming south on 15,
Okay,
and they got, you know, if it's right on red or they got the arrow. If somebody could maybe police that a little bit, because they don't even slow down when it's right on red.
no, they don't.
I know you're not supposed to, but if you're coming, north on Ponderosa and you wanna turn and come down Main Street, you can't, because the clowns coming south don't, the right on red, you're supposed to stop and then proceed, they just round the corner.
No, and we would like to, what I'd like to ask is, I know that's not that controls that because it's state highway. Has there been anyone has ever tried to recommend a no right on red there because we have the green arrow? Because it becomes an endless flow of traffic that virtually never stops.
That would help, yeah, that
You
would
know-
help. Now you say that would
They are
help.
constantly monitoring that, especially since we have the increased traffic because of the toll road closure at 13. So we're getting more movements south and heading that direction on 120, and we may be getting movements coming this way as well and turning north. I'll ask NDOT about that. So there, I talked to them last week about that stoplight. They said they're at a maximum point that says they're stacking now this direction. If we change the timing, they're gonna stack this direction. So they're trying to balance that. But maybe
But that
no right on
would
red.
help. That
What's
would
that?
definitely help.
Because
No
it just
red, no
congests
right
the
on red.
entire, Vistula just gets completely congested in the westbound lane.
Okay, so you're talking, is there a yellow flashing turn arrow there?
Yeah, it's
No,
the green arrow.
it's just green, the green one.
So you're saying no turn on
Cause
red?
if they're gonna have the green right turn, then
They don't need
they
it.
should almost just take the right on red off, or put a no right on red.
Yeah,
Right, gotcha, okay.
and that would help from stacking them on 120, because they won't stop even, you know.
Well, they
they're
just
on
keep,
their
they
move,
just keep going.
and the
Oh,
people
yeah.
can't even go. They're
I mean, you
stacked
can
up.
sit in the regular parking lot for almost 5 minutes sometimes, and people just,
Oh, yeah.
because the way it runs.
So you can't get
They
out
have
of
the
there.
green and they're flying through, and then you have the people that are red and they're going through, and then as soon as the next person on the westbound, that's east of the intersection comes through, it's just continuous. It almost never stops until you get like these small little gaps of traffic.
That no right on red, that might help.
Yeah.
It shouldn't hurt.
That's a good idea.
It would really help.
Okay. I'll get NDOT looking at it tomorrow.
Yeah, because you're right, if you get up there, and if there's a car stopped on the east side, the car coming up, they're gonna turn right. Well, my car's not going, I'm gonna go.
I mean, we were just there maybe a week or two ago on an accident at the intersection, and we almost couldn't even walk across the road from the turn lane to turn north on the 15 to the the Rebel side, because it's so dangerous and it's just so constant. So I don't know, maybe something we could look into.
Like I said, if they legally stopped and then proceeded, it wouldn't be so bad, but they don't even slow down and.
Yeah, and because the right on red, it's like, well, they can, but
Yeah.
if it's actually posted none, then maybe it would slow it down a little bit for us.
Sure couldn't hurt.
Yeah,
They didn't notice that.
okay. Anything else? Okay, if not, Adam, thank you for all you do for us and pray that you and your men stay safe out there. Thank you. All right, next up, Chief Chance, what do you have for us?
87 calls in May, 228 responses. Again, we're still accepting some applications. Be happy to report, we do have a new firefighter paramedic starting on June 30th. She will begin her onboarding orientation process then. She comes completely licensed out of the state of Michigan. So we'll transfer all her stuff to Indiana stuff and get her clear in the county. It'll probably take about 6 months or so to get her completely operating on her own. But we don't have to pay for any education, so we're excited about that.
Nice.
So yeah, we're excited for that. That just leaves us one short full-time person, so we're really excited, we're moving in the right direction for sure.
Good.
We hired 3 new part-time employees, and they'll be picking up hours for us starting in July. Last month, they reported that the tower was out of service. They were looking for parts. They were able to find parts and put her back together, and she's back in service, sitting over there, looking good. Looking forward to the upcoming festivals this summer. Reminder, fireworks season's coming up, so look at your local laws and stuff on that. We'll be talking about that next month. One final note that I have, I'd like to report that Dennis Schwartz has retired from active duty with the Bristol Fire Department. He retired on June 1st of 2025. Started June of 1979, giving him 46 years of service. I personally want to thank Danny for all his hard work, time, and effort that he put into the Bristol Fire Department and the Bristol community.
Way to go, Danny.
Thank you, Danny. Appreciate your service. And you retired? You retired again? Didn't you do that a couple years ago?
Well, full time.
Kind of.
It's hard to keep my fingers out of it, Dean knows that.
Yeah, well, thank you. We appreciate your service.
Thank you.
Chief, thank you for the update and glad to hear you're getting more people on staff. That's good to hear, so. Thank you for all you do, and we pray that you and your men and women both stay safe while you're out there.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Okay. Next, Park Board, Miss Linda, what do you have for us?
No, I wasn't at the last park board meeting, so, neither was Scott, so we did not have a quorum, so we have meeting notes, not minutes.
Okay,
So we did no official business, which we'll do at the next meeting, but we both had graduations, but we couldn't change those dates, so you have to be there when you have to be there, so.
Yep.
Anyway, we had several, visitors at the meeting. Gary Smith and Raider came. I should say Officer Gary Smith and Raider came, and Officer Jacob Laskowski. Should we do that? Okay. And then Shauna from the Bristol Library came to talk to us about the event that we had last weekend. That was a very successful, nice addition to our early summer program. It's the kickoff of their summer reading program. So if anybody was down there, Rosemary was, she said it was nice. So anyway, they did a good job on that. Also, Jill Swartz and Mike Yoder were here at our meeting too. Jill said she wanted to discuss, or her part in our meeting, about the trash during the holidays and weekends down in the parks. They're just becoming overwhelming. And so she's asking the park board to make a decision on whether they would like to pay overtime to the staff that we have on those busy weekends to make sure that somebody comes in and cleans up the trash. Puts new liners in so that it's not tumbling over the sides of our barrels that we have. So we'll talk about that next meeting. If you guys, anybody has any comments about that, if you'd let us know what your thinking is on that, we'd appreciate it. Andrew was questioning about what we were gonna do about the newly planted grass area over here during homecoming time. He was very is very worried about the security of kids playing on that area and getting too close to the water. I mean, are we going to just leave it open so they can, at fireworks time, anybody can put their chairs there? What are we gonna do about that?
What area?
What are they talking about?
The old store,
Oh.
Oh, the old
Oh,
store.
okay,
Or
okay.
we'll-
the old
Okay.
store down there. This is just Andrew talking to us.
I don't
I'm
think
just
they-
going so it's-
That's a pretty big slope for kids if they're.
Hopefully the
Yeah.
fireworks is gonna be shot up again at Cummins.
Okay, is that gonna still keep people off of that area?
I would think that it should more than,
I mean, I think.
because even last year when we had the fireworks at Cummins, the majority of the people were on 120,
Mhm.
past the light, watching it because of the extra parking down there and everything else.
Church.
And yeah, the church and the side streets and everything else.
And they were beautiful down there, so.
Yeah, and I wouldn't, you're gonna have people in there anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
people may sit in a chair there just to watch the carnival going on down just for,
Well, I think, I mean, I'm just saying what Andrew was concerned
Yeah.
about. He's concerned about kids getting down too close to the river that way.
No.
So,
So we need to just put
I don't know if
caution
we
tape
need to
around
put
that.
caution tape or.
that'd work. I mean,
or
Well, it won't
something.
keep kids from
Something.
well,
going around or under it.
They climb the rocks on the other side of Condon Park,
Yeah,
the bridge.
I mean,
yeah.
parents have to be responsible at some time.
Yep,
Yeah,
yeah, you would think.
yeah,
Okay, well, I just wanted
Not
to
with the
mention
parade,
that
but-
because he.
yeah.
I understand. You said questions and suggestions.
Okay, then, Mike Roth said that he obtained a 6 by 8 foot shed and was asking our advice what kind of foundation he should be using for it, and he and my daughter talked and they decided what they were going to do about that, so, Condon Park. Okay. Andrew's been thinking about this for a long time. We've been talking about some place to sit. So he suggested that we buy 6 12-foot benches. They're weighing 350 pounds each with an approximate total cost of $4,000. During the festivals, we could have the benches out along the walkway or however you want to have them put, whether you want to put benches back to each other. But then during the time when there was no festivals, they could line the gazebo against the rail. That's where we would store them. Does that make sense? But that
Yeah,
would
but
take
300
care of.
pounds, I wouldn't wanna move those all the time.
Say, I'm not gonna be able to try to get up into that gazebo.
You wouldn't, but the guys can do that when we talking about the spring festival we just had and Corn Dog Festival
I don't know.
3 times, so,
I don't know,
anyway,
to move them.
They're
we're
heavy enough.
still
kids
putting
can-
the 4 picnic
Yeah.
tables in, they're going in for sure.
That's-
What's
Okay,
that?
the 4 picnic tables are going in, but this would be extra,
Okay.
okay, so.
moving the
Going on a little bit more, okay, Andrew's been thinking a lot. Andrew talked about, he would like to see the vendor stands at homecoming time. And the trucks moved back at least 5 feet from the asphalt walking path. So that the crowds that are in line to buy the food are not blocking the sidewalks.
That is an issue.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But even
How's
if you move it back,
Even if you move it back, they're gonna be blocking the sidewalk.
Yeah, but if you move back 5 foot, wouldn't they actually be up?
They're gonna be on the
hills?
hill and they won't be able to get their stuff in the back,
Yeah.
yeah. Is that all, has that been a problem?
Huh? Yes, it's been a
Oh,
problem.
yeah, it's always.
Nobody's,
It's always a problem.
So I know
That-
building commission.
that stuff has to be brought
Yeah.
to the homecoming committee too, you know?
I say you pour a new asphalt side.
Well, that's what I was gonna suggest Andrew go see you.
Well, we've got a meeting next Monday down at the gazebo, so
Okay.
6 o'clock.
Okay,
Put an overpass in.
All right. Moving on to Cummins Park, moving the climbing structure and our swing set would be approximately $10,000 to move it to the green area to the north down in Cummins Park. What this would do is moving this climbing structure and the swings would help eliminate the mulch being thrown on the splash pad, which is a huge problem. Okay, so we'll be talking about that next meeting too. The basketball court reconstruction is about ready to start. So we will be getting new basketball courts. Eric's still looking into the sunshades. And then Hermance Park, Jill talked about the housekeeping of the pavilion. She's talking about us doing it in-house, just with our workers. And with the Cardinal drumming, ladies would do the windows like 4 times a year. And then just have a couple, 2 or 3 deep cleanings, and we think that that should take care of keeping it. We're not really having any complaints, are we, Kathy, really?
Minimal.
Minimal? And Mike suggested that we keep a track of that, and could we do that on their rental
We'll do it on the
agreements?
back of their rental agreement.
Okay,
Mhm.
that would really be good.
I'll talk to you after.
Hmm?
I'll talk to you after.
Okay,
She's talking about Michael, not Mike, Michael Roth.
Michael Rock.
It's kind of like Kathy and Kathy, you know.
Yeah,
I think, yeah, okay. Memorial Park, the large tree has been scheduled to be removed for $3,000, which is a phenomenal price. I thought it'd be at least 10.
Do you remember what year they put in that climbing thing down there? Because it hasn't been up all that long. And now you're gonna move it again for 10,000. That's what I was wondering. It's only been there a couple of years, hasn't
It was before I started. So
It
it's
seems
been,
like a lot of money to move that thing.
It sure
Yeah, we're
does.
looking at some other
It's
options.
it's
A
a
lot of
big
concrete anchors and everything else in that.
But it's
direction,
good.
big blocks.
But I mean, still, $10,000.
yeah, it was before I started, so that was 5.
Yeah, because, yeah, my great grandchildren played down there, and I remember the second year we took them down there, all of a sudden it was there.
Well, that's where we want to put the parking lot too.
Expand.
That's the problem is we want to put the parking lot there
And the rubber mulch.
and the rubber mulch to get rid of it.
Yeah.
There's just a lot.
So I don't know, we're not pleased with that price either.
Yeah.
So any questions? That's pretty much all I done out of the video.
Okay.
I have on Condon Park,
Yes,
are
sir.
they addressing the rotted wood at the gazebo? Is that being addressed at all, or?
It was all taken, yes, well, mostly. There's still some posts that look a little bit of a problem, but we took some of the rotted railing off, just off,
Oh, okay.
and, yeah, I think we're in pretty good shape. There's still some posts that have a little bit of rot around the bottom, so.
I know it was getting pretty bad, and I didn't know if they'd fixed that or not.
The railing was the main problem. There were bees making nests up underneath that rotting handrail.
That's all I
Hey,
Kathy,
any
do
questions?
you need anything? Do you know of anything or should maybe
Which Kathy?
you, Kathy?
Oh,
Or homecoming? I mean,
from the parks?
yeah. You can think of?
Not anymore. I mean, you know,
Okay, just let us
we've
know.
been doing it for,
Yeah, just.
this year will be 149 years. We've had that festival running.
Wow, 149 years?
Well,
Wow.
let's see, 1883 is the first year. And from what we know, there's 2 years that we didn't have it. One was World War II, 40 something or other. And the other one was COVID, 2020. And it's believed, don't quote me, but it's believed to be the longest running town festival in the state of Indiana.
Cool.
1883.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, well, it started out being a harvest festival. It was in August, That was the Watermelon Festival. And there were watermelon rides all over town. And then it went into something else, and I mean, the fire department was a big part of that festival starting.
I liked when it was on Main Street.
Well, State Road.
Sure, let's
doesn't
do
like
that
it
on
Main
his
Street.
50th year. If that's next year, Main Street will be
Well,
all
yeah.
dirt.
There you go. I mean, just like the original.
We could just have watermelon rides.
Okay, anything else for Linda?
Question for Mike about Condon Park, that new lift station they put in, is there any kind of barriers around that? Because there's gonna be a lot of cars and stuff down there.
Yeah, I was thinking that the other day when I was down there. And I don't know what the design calls for, but we'll be figuring that out.
I just-
Yeah,
I
that's
kinda wondered,
just asking. for
People
the-
down in there and dark and next thing you know, oh, new lift station just got back, you know.
Yep.
I was wrong, it's 142 years.
That's all I had.
Okay. Thank you, Linda. Appreciate the update. Alex, anything tonight?
Just briefly, there is some quick movement on the Robert Weed properties. So hopeful to report, by the next council meeting that, those may be closed. So that is, moving along quite quickly as of yesterday. Another note, just for the council's edification, come July 1, there will be some minor changes in the law that will apply to the town, but won't otherwise have any impact on the business that the council conducts. The first being the other requirement that meetings be broadcast both via the internet and available for download. The town has complied with that for some time, so
Check.
there's no change that's necessary there. The other is one that Kathy brought to my attention with regards to some town boards and commissions. Statute now requires that the names, terms, and appointing authorities for constituent boards of the town be published on the town's website and on agendas that would apply to those meetings. So updating a couple of templates that the town uses as part of that process and having that available on the website. Again, won't impact any of the work that the council is doing, and once the information is published, that'll be just about that. So that's, of course, there's a litany of other changes that come July 1, but those are I think the most pertinent and easily digestible for tonight's purposes.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you, Alex. Everybody have questions for Alex? Okay, from that, we move right along. Next item, privilege of the floor. Otherwise known as public comment. Is there anyone in the room that would like to make public comment at this time? Okay, seeing none, we will close the public comment section and move on to town council discussion items. Doug, anything tonight?
Nothing.
Dean, anything? Kathy?
No.
Greg?
Nothing.
And I have nothing, so next meeting will be July 3rd. We'll talk about the water and sewer rates. And then the next work session is the 15th and council meeting 17th. I will not be here, so who wants to run the meeting? Dean, you raise your hand?
No, Doug was.
I'll run the meeting if nobody volunteers.
I'll handle it.
But people, good, Doug can do it.
Doug will do it. Okay, thank you, Doug. Appreciate
Doug's
it.
good at that.
Will you be at the work session, Jeff, or you're out then?
Nope, I'm out the 10th through the 20th. So,
And so is Alex.
Yeah, George will happily run the meeting if you need him to. So
yeah,
Oh, okay.
George will be here that evening.
George will be here that evening.
That's because he's going on vacation too.
What week is homecoming, Kathy?
11th, 10th, 11th, and 12th.
So we get the 7th then.
yeah, we go 7th. Okay. Yep. Okay, is there a motion to adjourn?
I make motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by